Welcome to Wrap It Up. My name is Nonka Simulotindi. It is so good to be back after a long time, right? It's been a long time coming, but what matters is that we're here now and we are here to do what we do best, and that is to keep you updated regarding all those trending stories in and around your world. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to my channel, not forgetting to click that notification bell to receive all the uploads as they get through. Right, without wasting any time, let's get in the first story that trended. We learned of the passing of the acting Secretary General of the ANC, Jesse Duarte, who passed away after a long battle with cancer. And the ANC held a week-long mourning period in celebrating her life, and they also held a memorial service in her honor, and she was hailed as somebody among many things who'd be remembered as a straight shooter as well as an anchor, and I couldn't agree more with the party. May her soul rest in peace. In the same week, we learned of the passing of the legendary poet and activist Don Matera, whose death is, or rather whose cause of death is still not known at this point, but he was one said to be remembered as a voice of compassion as well as an activist who cared deeply for humanity. May his soul rest in peace. In the same week, we also learned of the passing of the Limpopo mayor, the Collins Chabane municipality mayor, who passed away when three gunmen killed and shot him at his home. And when he passed away, he was with his son. So what happened is that these three gunmen, when they entered his home, they demanded for money, and both of them refused, and it is when these gunmen opened fire and then they shot both the mayor and his son. Unfortunately, the mayor succumbed to the injuries that he had. However, the son was taken to a nearby hospital where he is currently receiving treatment, further medical care that is. And what is hopeful about this case is that, the police have launched a manhunt for these gunmen so that they are brought to book, and we hope that justice will prevail in this case. May his soul rest in peace. The next trendy story is of the repo rate increasing to 5.5%. I was like, this is a lot. So this is the steepest hike since the year 2002. And of course, this was announced by the Reserve Bank Governor, Mr. Kganyago. So to those of you who don't understand what it means when a repo rate increases, it simply means that the cost of banks to borrow money has increased, and it's not a good thing. I mean, we are already recovering insofar as our economy is concerned. We are recovering from the lockdown that we encountered as a result of COVID-19, and this is not a good thing to happen, but it is what it is, right? Then in the same week, we learned of the rape case that is still continuing, the trial of the Rivers of Living Waters Ministries overseer, Archbishop Zondo, where he's accused of 10 counts in his name, 8 of rape, defeating the ends of justice, as well as indecent assault. So a couple of witnesses, they have been testifying, and this is definitely a developing story that I'll bring you an update on. It happened at the Pretoria High Court. And then the next story that trended is of the Gauteng MEC for Education, Banyana Banyana, announcing that applications for the academic year of 2023 are officially opened. Okay, so this is for grade 1 and grade 8 respectively. They opened on Friday the 22nd of July at 8 a.m. and they will close on the 19th of August 2022 at midnight. What I like as well is that the MEC has ensured that there are 50 walk-in centers where parents can apply for their children. This is, in other words, this is schools that are allocated for this process in the province, so that is good. And another thing is that the MEC has ensured that there are 105 libraries that have been designated across the province to assist parents that don't have access to the internet. So there's really no reason for parents not to be able to apply. The MEC has pulled out all the stops to ensure that parents apply for their children on time. So there's nothing as boring as when you're watching news on the first day of school in January and children are going back to school. There's always that group of parents in every province that are picketing at the education district offices, and it's really chaotic. We don't want any of that, okay? So that's a great thing that the MEC has done. Another trending story was of the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, responding to the suspended public protector's 31 questions. This is in relation to his Palapala farm saga, in which, millions in foreign currency were stolen in the year 2020. So this is a definitely developing story that I'll bring you an update on. So we hear what the suspended public protector has to say regarding the response of the president. Then we learned of the Sri Lanka president, the newly elected president. I have to say this name. I wrote it down so I don't forget. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So the newly elected president of Sri Lanka is Renal Wickremesinghe. I hope I pronounced it well. Yeah, because the surname is really long. It's a mountain to climb. It's Renal Wickremesinghe, who was elected as the new president of Sri Lanka. Despite his unpopularity, he was elected either way. And, he gets elected at a time where the country is going through a lot, especially economically. And there are hopes that, he will turn the economic situation of the country around. And all the best to him as he reigns as the newly elected president. Moving along to the sports news. So we learned that Kaizer Chiefs' Dr. Motaung, all right? Dr. Motaung was given an honorary doctorate by the University of Cape Town as the Doctor of Social Sciences. So, woo! We celebrate Dr. Motaung on that note. And also, the Banyana Banyana coach, Desiree Ellis, was honored with the CAF Women's Coach of the Year award. And I was like, wow, this is big. She deserves it. She works hard, she's dedicated, and she is pushing really, really good. And the news that actually ended the weekend on a high note is when Banyana Banyana made history. They won the first ever women's CAF, and they are the champions of 2022. They won it in Morocco, and they are bringing the cup home, and we cannot wait to welcome them back home after such a great victory. History has been made. Bafana, watch out. That's how football is played. When I was watching that match, I was like, oh, these girls, oh my God, they are on fire. They are on fire. They are on fire. That's how you play a game, hey? All right, so those are all the news stories that I have for you this week. Remember to like, to share, to subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell, and I'll be back again at the end of the week with more trending stories in and around your world. Shop, shop.